Andy, I can't believe you are truly.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
I watch TV. I think Maria may have said it in the studio tonight.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to pull that one for you. So that'll be a great game. And Houston has to bounce back after their loss to the Jets and get healthy up front and protect C.J. Stroud.
They have to be healthy. That's the only thing that's stopping them. Joe Mixon's been great trying to carry the load, but they've got to get back to that passing game. They really need those at least one receiver to come back. Nico has to come back.
More trivia for him next Sunday night at this same time. For you tomorrow morning on Today, go inside the game. Minnesota Vikings, a closer look at their iconic celebrations with members of their defense. They had a few after turnovers tonight. You'll see what goes behind the scenes to make it all happen tomorrow morning on Today, right here on NBC. The Minnesota Vikings get the win 21-13 over Indianapolis as the Vikings head off to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You head off to local news, except on the West Coast. Thanks to our great producer, Rob Hyland, our director, the Hall of Famer, Drew Esikoff, and our awesome Sunday night football team. With Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, and Chris Collinsworth, our game show host, Mike Tirico. Good night from Minnesota, where the Vikings win by 8.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
This is St. Denis, our hospital's namesake. He was famously beheaded, but if he would have come here, we would have fixed him right up. Not really. Obviously, once your head's off, that's pretty much game over.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
When did you know Eric Hovde was wrong for Wisconsin?
Well, that's easy. When he said that people like me were going to die soon, so we shouldn't be able to vote.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
When Hovde said overweight people should pay more for health care.
When I heard he wants to raise the retirement age.
When I heard he's completely against abortion.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Now we know what's wrong with Eric Hovde. He's not for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Wisconsin Broadcasters Foundation Student Scholarship Program. Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Weekends, the Northwoods' best news, with Austin Carisu, meteorologist Conrad Sapinski, and Drew Chelly with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Carisu. The Green Bay Packers hosted the Detroit Lions this afternoon, where the winner will have sole possession of first place in the NFC North Division. A rainy game with high stakes at Lambeau Field should be an entertaining Sunday. Newswatch 12's Solmeyer and Drew Chelly were there and have the recap.
Thanks, Austin. It was a wet, high-stakes game here at Lambeau Field, where the Green Bay Packers hosted the Detroit Lions with divisional implications on the line.
And Saul, the winner of this one takes the outright lead atop of the NFC North after 9 weeks, so the stakes were plenty high here at Lambeau.
Let's see who would take this game and control the NFC North.
In the first quarter, two high-powered offenses were slowed down by the rain. All the Packers could muster was a first-drive field goal, which was the only point scored in the first.
However, the Lions countered in the second and did it in a big way. Jared Goff connects with Amon-Ra St. Brown on a 4th and goal TD pass, and the Lions take a 7-3 lead.
Then Detroit would do it on defense. Jordan Love tries to float the screen pass to Josh Jacobs, but Kirby Joseph picks it off and takes it all the way back to the house for a pick six, and the Lions would head into the locker room up 17-3 after the first half.
And the Lions were able to cruise after taking a big first half lead. They go on to take this one 24-14.
There was just too many mistakes that you can't overcome those against a good football team, and that's exactly what Detroit is. And like I said, they just played a clean game. They really didn't put the ball in jeopardy. They grinded out.
Well, the loss drops the Packers to 6-3 on the season. They are 0-2 against NFC North opponents and snap their 4-game winning streak this afternoon.
Now they have a bye week to try and regroup, then it's off to Chicago where they'll take on the Bears. But for now, reporting here in Green Bay for Drew Celli, I'm Saul Meyer, Newswatch 12.
Thanks, Saul and Drew. And meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joins us now with the first glance at our forecast. And it was a rainy day today.
Oh, boy. Lots of rain out there. We're not done just yet, Austin, but it looked pretty rainy out there for that Packers game, too. Were you watching?
Yep, I was watching.
Definitely a soaker out there. Lots of football. Not really. I wouldn't say football type of weather. We're not done with this rain just yet, my friends. We're going to see a little bit of a break overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, maybe a few scattered showers or sprinkles. And then Monday night into Tuesday, more of the heavier rain will be back in the forecast. I'll get really into details, but that's for Maine weather. Now, very low visibilities all over the state, anywhere ranging from 2 to 5 miles, so you want to slow down, leave a little bit extra room in front of that vehicle in front of you, of course, because we are still seeing some dense fog with some clouds and, of course, a few lingering sprinkles still left over. Now, temperature-wise, though, we were closer to average, right? Mid-40s outside, a couple of lower 50s down south by Shawano, Stevens Point, and Green Bay. That push of warmer air is going to continue to roll in by tonight into tomorrow, and then we start to cool off. Tonight, though, we're not really going to be cooling off. We're actually going to be warming up back in those upper 40s. Austin?
Thanks, Conrad. And the Rhinelander Fire Department announced earlier today that Assistant Chief Dan Bauer passed away. The department made a post on their Facebook page announcing that Assistant Chief Dan Bauer passed away after a heart attack. The department is asking to keep them and Bauer's family in your thoughts and prayers. And with 2 days left until Election Day, former President Barack Obama attended a rally on behalf of Vice President Kamala Harris before the Green Bay Packers game in Milwaukee today. Obama urged people to vote, with today being the last day of early voting in Milwaukee. Both Harris and former President Donald Trump are competing for the 10 electoral votes at stake in Wisconsin, making frequent stops in the Badger State. In Wisconsin, 1.3 million people have already voted. 4 of the past 6 presidential elections in the state have been declared by less than a point, with 20,000 votes separating the winner from the loser in both 2016 and 2020. And former President Donald Trump says he is not ruling out a ban on certain vaccines if he is reelected. It comes after the former president said Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would have a big role in the administration if he wins Tuesday, telling NBC News in a phone interview that he is open to some of his more controversial ideas, including a ban on certain vaccines. However, Trump said he would talk with Kennedy and others before making a decision. The former president declined to talk about specific roles Kennedy might play in a second administration, but in recent public appearances, he's made it clear that envisions a prominent role for him. Kennedy ran for president as an independent this year before dropping his bid and endorsing Trump. And the high cost of housing has emerged as a top concern for many voters. As a result, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have each offered plans on how to tackle the issue. Harris unveiled a multi-pronged plan to lower housing costs earlier this fall. It includes down payment support and a tax credit for first-time home buyers. Harris has also proposed partnering with the private sector to build 3 million new housing units. Her plan also includes 2 proposals to lower rent costs, but they would be subject to congressional approval. Trump has not rolled out a formal housing plan. However, he has tied plans to deport undocumented immigrants to housing since he has blamed them for driving up the cost of housing. Trump has also said he would ban undocumented immigrants from getting mortgages. And there was one proposal that both Trump and Harris shared common ground on. They each have promised to repurpose some federal land for affordable housing. And the final jobs report before Election Day showed slower than expected growth in October, with just 12,000 jobs being added. Economists had predicted last month's hurricane and labor strikes would impact the data, and it did. October's number fell far below the expected gain of 112,000 jobs. The unemployment rate held steady, however, at 4.1%. Friday's job report is the last piece of economic data to be released before Election Day. And striking workers at Boeing are set to vote on a new contract proposal on Monday. The proposed offer between Boeing and the union includes compounding pay increases that add up to more than 43% over the 4-year deal. It also includes increased contributions to the employer's 401k accounts. However, it does not restore the pensions plan the union lost a decade ago. The offer is also a modest increase over the offer the more than 30,000 striking workers rejected just over a week ago. In a statement, the workers' union is urging its members to accept the deal, saying they are at risk of receiving a lesser offer in the future. Economists have estimated the crippling 7-week strike has cost over $11 billion, making it the most costly American strike of this century. And Election Day is only 2 days away. People across the country are supporting their candidate, not just with their vote, but with clothes, hats, and pins. When you show up to cast your ballot in Nebraska, you'll need to leave that all at home. Reporter Maria Cade shares the history behind the rise in political merchandise.
It's a staple in the 2024 election cycle. Shirts, hats, and other merch in support of your chosen candidate. You can wear it before you pencil in their name and after, but not in the voting booth.
Electionaries not permitted here at the election office or at polling places, and that does include the blue dot and the red Nebraska this year.
It seems like no campaign is complete without items bearing a candidate's face or slogan nowadays. The first piece of physical election merch dates all the way back to William McKinley, the political button.
It was the election of 1896, and it was the Republican National Committee's chairperson, Mark Hanna, who was trying to, sort of market his candidate who was not very good out on the stump.
Randall Adkins is a professor of political science at UNO. He says the idea of political items as novelties really took off in the last 50 to 60 years. But the explosion of options can be credited to a mass merchandising craze seen across industries.
People could print T-shirts in their home, if they have the right kind of equipment, or they can put things on a coffee mug.
Adkins says more and more people are wearing their vote in a similar way many do with their favorite athlete's jersey or a singer's concert tee.
You're sort of marketing a team. Hey, I'm on a team, and people like to be part of the team.
And coming up on the stock market, computer chip manufacturer Intel will lose its spot in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We'll share who will be taking their spot after Weather with Conrad when we come back.
California banker Eric Hovde has a plan that helps him and hurts you.
Here's the math. Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax cuts for rich people like him.
And we pay for Hovde's tax breaks with a 28% cut to Social Security and a 25% cut to Medicare.
Hovde even said he would raise the retirement age.
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Eric Hovde still helping himself and hurting you.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Get an 11% rebate now at Menards. Breathe easier with allergen air filters. These pleated air filters trap up to 75% of larger airborne contaminants, keeping allergens out of your home and lasting up to 90 days. Just $3.99 after rebate. Get cleaner clothes and softer skin with Morton water softeners. Morton's Wi-Fi integration allows for tracking and alerts, which puts you in control of your water. This water softener is $586.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, you'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With a family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Lease a Ford Bronco Sport for $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
I, Kamala J.G. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
An illegal immigrant charged with 2 counts of first-degree homicide.
Had 20 stab wounds. Inside, they found the bodies of the 2 children who had been stabbed.
Foreign terrorists, fentanyl poisonings, and even violence here in the Northwoods. That's why I voted to finish the wall, to restart Remain in Mexico, and to provide more resources for the Border Patrol, because our families will not be safe again here if we don't fix the problem down there. I'm Tom Tiffany. I approve this message.
And welcome back, folks. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Packers did not take the W home, but it's okay. Hopefully next week they do. Now, lots of rainfall out there earlier today. Now things are clearing up. You can see a little bit of a break right about here. And then just behind that, by tomorrow evening into the overnight hours, more rain will be back in the forecast, potentially even close to an inch of rain in some spots. But yes, we saw around 0.63 inches of rain, and that's associated with all of this, right? Now that's moving out of our area. Still some clouds outside. A few sprinkles will be in the area for tonight. And then same story throughout the day on Monday. More of that heavier rain starts to move back into the area by the overnight hours on Monday, and then into Tuesday as well. Even into the afternoon hours, more of the heavier rainfall will really take over most of the state. Clearing up by around that 5-6 p.m. time frame. The UP might still have a couple of lingering showers. Other than that, just some clouds in our neck of the woods. The southern central parts of the state, same story. Of course, Tuesday is election day. Big day to go out and vote. You might need an umbrella. Well, you will need an umbrella the first half of the day. And this is what we're looking at the next 2 days. I do think we're going to get a little bit less than what this is showing here. I do think some places might get close to an inch of rain, but overall, though, we're going to be hovering around that ½ an inch to an inch of rainfall the next 2 days, and most of this will fall Monday night into the first half of the day on Tuesday. Now, we did have some pretty gusty winds out there for today. Wind gusts right around 30 miles per hour. One of my buddies was fishing out there, and he was holding on to his boat because it was just so windy in a few locations and at times. But now the winds are starting to go a little bit more calm. 9-mile-per-hour winds here in town, 7 in Leona, Iron Mountains, right around a 10-mile-per-hour breeze. Central parts of Wisconsin, right around that 5 to 10-mile-per-hour range. We'll continue to see just a light breeze overnight tonight. More of a gusty wind moving back into the forecast by Tuesday, and that's when all that rain will be back in the area as well. That more moderate rainfall, even heavy at times in a few locations. Now, temperature-wise, though, our high temperature was right around 45, 46 degrees, and now we're actually rising in temperatures as warm air continues to make its way from down south up into the northern parts of Wisconsin, and same story up into the UP. So we're at 46 right now, and then we're going to be closer to 49 by the morning hours tomorrow. Now, for tonight, though, we are looking at rain showers in the area early. We saw that right now. A few lingering sprinkles left over. Rising temperatures continuing throughout the overnight hours. Just a light breeze out of the southeast. For tomorrow, though, mild temperatures, right? We're going to be hovering right around 60, but we're going to see mostly cloudy skies, a few scattered showers in the area as well. So it's going to be very light, not like what we saw out there for today. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show more of the heavier rain moving in on Tuesday. We are in the clear middle to end of next week with temperatures above average back in those low to mid 50s. Austin?
Thanks, Conrad. And on the stock market, computer chip manufacturer Intel will lose its spot in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The change comes after a 25-year run. Intel will be replaced by software corporation NVIDIA within the blue chip index. Intel shares have declined 54% this year, making it the worst performer on the index with the lowest stock price. On Friday, Intel stock fell about 1% in extended trading, while NVIDIA was up by 1.5%. The changes will be effective prior to the open of trading on November 8th. Intel joined the blue chip index on November 1st, 1999. And with Halloween in the rearview, retailers are looking ahead to the winter holidays and hoping to muster up some magic. This comes amid challenges this year between a tense presidential election and a shortened holiday shopping season. Leah Waldman has more.
While parents are picking away at their children's Halloween candy castaways, retailers are working to get ready for the holiday shopping season.
We have always seen that the winter holidays have been central to both consumers and to the retail industry. This year is certainly no exception.
Catherine Cullen with the National Retail Federation says they expect shoppers to spend a record $902 per person on average this year on seasonal items like gifts, food, decorations, and cards. That's up $27 from last year.
Celebrations and these special moments throughout the year have really become a priority for them. Even when things are tough.
Every year, consumers are faced with stressors. But this year, the NRF asked if the election was factoring into shopping habits. For most, the answer was no. But some are looking for retail therapy.
If anything, they might be looking to holiday shopping as a little bit of an escape.
Meanwhile, retailers themselves are up against a shorter time clock with 5 fewer calendar days this year between Thanksgiving and Christmas to entice customers.
We know that many consumers will have started browsing or buying, at least doing some of their research even before November, while the bulk of spending really does still kick off in November or December.
Even with the shortened time frame, the NRF expects holiday shopping to grow between 2.5% and 3.5% from last year, totaling between a whopping $979.5 billion and $989 billion. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
And North Star Lanes in Antigo was the host of a 4-H tax swap this afternoon. We'll have the details when we come back.
It's quiz time. Who joined the far left to send a COVID relief check to the Boston Marathon bomber? Tammy Baldwin. Who backs sex change surgeries for minors? Also, Tammy Baldwin. Which senator even supported castration and mastectomies for minors? Sounds crazy, but Tammy Baldwin did. Baldwin is for they, them, not you. Our final answer, it's time to replace Tammy Baldwin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
25 years as a police officer, I'm trained to spot a lie when I see one.
Take it from me, these ads against Rebecca Cook are false.
They're not worth the special interest dollars that are funding them.
Rebecca's one of us.
She comes from a family of first responders and veterans.
She's a strong supporter of more funding for law enforcement.
She'd never defund the police.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message because I'll always put safety first.
And Derek Van Orden just puts himself first.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
Remember when Hillary Clinton called you a deplorable?
You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Well, Tammy Baldwin hates you too.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob.
I'm Eric Hufty, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
North Star Lanes in Antigo was the host of a 4-H tax swap this afternoon. For those of you who may not be familiar with what a tax swap is, here's Newswatch 12's Jake Forrest with more.
Our tax swap is basically a rummage sale for horse people. We're going to go in and look at all of our wonderful saddles and buy them from other people for a whole lot cheaper.
At the Langlade County 4-H tax swap at North Star Lanes in Anago on Sunday, Coordinator Katie Keppel says this time of year is a good time for the horse community to get rid of what they don't need and buy the things that they do need.
Typically in fall and over winter, us crazy horse people have nothing to do because there's snow on the ground and we can't ride our horses outside, so we decide to come inside and sell all of our tack to everyone else.
Keppel also said that tax swaps are a great way to check in on old friends who share a love for riding.
When we're at their sales, you'll get to see a lot of the same people coming as vendors, and you kind of build a camaraderie within the community and get to know everyone and have a lot of fun.
And it's also a great time to show the next generation of horseback riders how to build the right wardrobe for a life of riding.
As a trainer, it's nice to be able to see the kids come out and showing an interest in it and being able to shop for themselves so they feel like they're learning, but also having an impact on what they need for their horse journey.
And be on the lookout for more in the spring, as Keppel added that another sale will be held sometime in the month of March. In Anago, I'm Jake Force, Newswatch 12.
Thanks, Jake. And a family in Michigan now has a guardian angel in blue. We'll share how one officer went above and beyond when we come back.
Today, it's even harder for the middle class.
And Yiling Zhang will only make things worse. A government takeover of healthcare, eliminating private health insurance, defunding police. And career politician Zhang loves increasing your taxes. As supervisor and school board member, Zhang increased your property tax bill, all while increasing his own pay on your dime, too. Yiling Zhang's destructive policies are making things
even harder for the middle class.
Come on, Zhang is just wrong for Wausau.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
At Cellcom, ring in the season with early access to our Black Friday sale. From October 22nd through November 4th, choose from select phones for only $1 per month. Plus, save on our entire smartphone lineup. At Cellcom, we keep you connected to who and what matters most with our homegrown 5G network. Spread love and cheer with Wisconsin's preferred wireless carrier. Cellcom, it's technology with a heartbeat. Visit cellcom.com for details.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
A family in Michigan now has a guardian angel in blue. The young couple on their way to the hospital when they were pulled over for making an illegal turn, and that is when the officer went above and beyond the call of duty and escorted them to the hospital. Ruta Okanadi has more on the dramatic ordeal, which was all caught on body cam video.
Austin Sadowski wasn't necessarily shocked he was pulled over the night of Thursday, October 17th, but he still couldn't believe it was happening, especially because his fiancee, Mary Wirtz, was in the passenger seat in labor.
I did not want to stop. I just needed to, because I could see how much pain she was in and how scared she was. I was also scared too, so I was like, just need to get there.
Rookie Utica police officer Liz DeMake saw Austin make an illegal turn at the intersection and was quick to act.
And I was like, where is he going? So I'm like,
Oh my God, we're going to get pulled over. Of course we're going to get pulled over right now.
But instead of writing a ticket, she jumped into action.
Okay, I'm going to escort him.
The race was on to get to the hospital. The officer and mother of two herself, not only guiding them to the proper entrance, but helping calm Mary down.
I know. Is this your first?
No, my second, but I got a C-section with the first one.
Okay, why don't you just pull up here and they can at least assess you first?
I'm glad it was her because she was just so understanding.
Finally, the family arrived at Corewell Health, Troy Beaumont, and just in time.
Once they got the monitors hooked up, not every contraction, but more than they liked, his heart rate was dropping super low. So they were nervous about that.
Baby Henry was born healthy and happy at 11:10 p.m. with a little drama, but a whole lot of love.
It's a dream. It's awesome. I love every minute of it. Yeah, wouldn't trade it for anything.
And Officer DeMink making time to check in on the family, showering little Henry with toys.
They say they'll always hold it with them, but I'll hold it with me for my entire career.
And even after everything that night, Austin still wanting to make sure Officer DeMink didn't change her mind about that ticket.
Do you want my license?
Nope.
And the couple would like to have more kids after they get married next year. And they say they know who to call if anything goes wrong. We'll have more for you right after the break.
When I was 27, I was diagnosed with MS. That's life-altering news. I had to prioritize my health and start taking medication. Back then, these cost $6,000 a year. Now the generics cost 5 times that. Senator Baldwin claims she's fighting to lower drug prices, but she's taking millions from Big Pharma and works for them. I'm not taking their money. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'll fight the corruption and lower drug prices because I've lived it.
Welcome to Leisure City, where relieving stress and bringing more fun into your life is what we're all about. You'll notice new faces around, but we're still delivering the same great service we have since 1985. Come see our full lineup of hot tubs in a variety of sizes and styles. We're sure to have that perfect fit for you and your family. Check out our full line of indoor-outdoor patio furniture. That's Leisure City, your backyard headquarters of the North.
When did you know Eric Hovde was wrong for Wisconsin?
Well, that's easy. When he said that people like me were going to die soon, so we shouldn't be able to vote.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
When Hovde said overweight people should pay more for health care.
When I heard he wants to raise the retirement age.
When I heard he's completely against abortion.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Now we know what's wrong with Eric Hovde. He's not for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
Derek Van Orden's in trouble, and the special interests are bailing him out. Just look at who's paying for all these ads. Big banks, insurance companies, drug companies. Because Washington insiders want to restrict health care access and let insurers deny people with pre-existing conditions. Millions would lose coverage. Wisconsin's fed up with Van Orden and Washington insiders. We want leaders who will fight for us.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
And it's a day you can indulge your sweet tooth. Monday is National Candy Day. The word candy covers a lot of territory, but includes chocolate, bars, gumdrops, and suckers. Candy was first made from honey and was once thought to calm the digestive system and cure a sore throat. Candies have since made many advances with the improved availability of sugar. You can celebrate the day by enjoying some of that leftover candy from Halloween. You a big candy guy?
No, not really. It's not the healthiest type of food, I would say. What about yourself?
Not really.
Not quite?
Not totally. I like chocolate, but I'm not a huge,
That's good.
Sweets guy.
Your dentist would love that. So.
Yeah, your dentist would.
Yeah, make sure you tell your dentist that too.
Yep.
She or he would definitely appreciate that. But now let's get into weather real quick. We do have 40 seconds here left. So warmer temperatures making their way into the area. We're actually going to be warming up tonight. So by tomorrow morning, we're going to be a few degrees warmer than what we are out there for right now. Near 60 as a high temperature on Monday. And then we cool on off back into the 50s by middle to end of next week. A little bit of a break right now in the precipitation, but part 2 is going to be back in the forecast Monday night into the day on Tuesday. Temperatures right around 49 degrees on Tuesday and then back in the 50s with lots of sunshine making a return. So pretty good looking week. Temperatures above average. I'm excited.
Some more rain, more rain.
Much needed rain.
Awesome. That's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Look at how soft your towels are, Grandma.
Soft water really helps with that, and the soap savings really adds up. Did you know that it's less expensive to heat soft water than it is hard water?
Wow, that's great savings and good for the environment. Having good water does make a big difference in our family.
Speaking of family, look who it is.
Any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
What? No peanut butter and jelly sandwich today?
Maher Water, 888-796-2437.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Save over $1,000 on this Whirlpool kitchen suite after sale price and 11% rebate. Pfister creates thoughtfully designed faucets and fixtures that will fit perfectly with your style. Like this Arvada stainless steel kitchen faucet with spot defense finish to help keep it shining like new. $133.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, you'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With the family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Lease a new Ford Bronco for $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Kick off your shoes, stay right there. Sit yourself down in an easy chair. Max is gonna give us a taste of the outdoor life. We got ducks to hunt and fish to catch. Might even take us to a shooting match. Let's join Max for a bit of the outdoor life.
The Outdoorsman is brought to you by Outdoorsman International. Connect and subscribe via our social media pages.
Welcome to The Outdoorsman. I'm Max McNeely. We're here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. We're here in pursuit of black bear. It's going to be quite the adventure, folks, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Home inspectors, general contractors, roofers. All kinds of pros recommend Leaf Filter. Why? It's engineered for performance. Because with Leaf Filter's patented filter technology, there's no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. Leaf Filter is a permanent solution we install on your existing gutters. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean out your gutters again. Our installation process is simple and easy. Just give us a call and set up an appointment today. We'll come out and give you a free gutter inspection. If your gutters are sagging, we'll repair them. If they're broken, we'll replace them. And if they're in good shape, our local trusted pros will install Leaf Filter in as little as a few hours. And the best part? Leaf Filter comes with a lifetime transferable, no clogs guarantee. You'll never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again. It's peace of mind and then some. Call us today to get started.
Join millions of satisfied homeowners. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com. Dangerous ladders, gutter muck? Ugh, no wonder you hate cleaning your gutters. Good thing there's Leaf Filter. Our patented filter technology keeps leaves and debris out of your gutters forever. Guaranteed. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER to get started and get the permanent gutter solution that ends clogs for good.
They took the time to answer all of our questions. They really put us at ease.
End clogged gutters for good. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com today.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
Our adventure takes us to British Columbia. British Columbia is the third largest province in Canada and is home to over 5 million people. I was joined by UFC legend Matt Brown. Matt has been a fan favorite for a long time with 30 UFC fights to his name. A knockout artist by heart, he always put on a show for the fans and never disappointed. After arriving in the town of Prince George, we drove 2 hours to camp in our home for the next few days. The camp overlooks a beautiful lake with trees as far as the eye can see. It's a pristine location right in the middle of God's country. We've come to this beautiful land to hunt for black bear. Black bears are solitary, omnivorous animals that rarely congregate with other bears until early June when their mating season begins. We're the guests of Northern Woodsman Outfitting, and we got the breakdown from head guide Daniel Dick. I'm here with Daniel Dick, head guide of Northern Woodsman Outfitter. How you doing, Daniel?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Good to be here, man.
Yeah.
We got a beautiful location out here, man. I'm excited to get into this. So, how's the operation? How do we operate here?
So basically a spot and stock, driving around the logging roads and then spot and stock on the bears. Spot them, hopefully a ways out, not spook them off, and then put in a good stock on them, get to 150 yards, 200 yards, and shoot them. There's a lot of them running around. They like coming out to the roads, eating the fresh dandelions, fresh spring shoots and all.
Well, even just coming into camp, we already saw a few black bear running around. So why is there so many out and about right now?
Springtime, they're all hungry. They just come out of hibernation not too long ago, and they're eager to get their stomachs filled back up and get some good energy in them.
Okay, and we're in the middle of the rut too, I believe, right?
Yeah, so we're just getting into the middle of the rut here, so sometimes you'll just see the boars just walking down the road looking, see if they can get a scent on a sow.
Are we looking for black bears, grizzly? What are we looking for exactly?
So we're looking for a black bear, and anything 6 foot and bigger is a decent bear. Yeah, 6.5 getting to be like really big, and anything over that's tank.
How long you been doing this here?
With this company for 3 years, but I've been doing this bear hunting thing for 11 years now.
So you've done the bear thing a few times,
Yeah.
you got it down at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So what else do you guys offer out here besides the bear hunting?
We do moose hunts, lynx hunts, trying to get into more wolf hunts too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
All right. Got a lot of variety, a lot of wildlife here, some fishing too. Obviously, we got a lake here, so bound to be some fishing there. So once we get the bear